Hello, Antioch Community High School. My name is Caleb Kwazaborski, and welcome back to your weekly weather forecast, number 19. Let's hop right into next week. So here it is, the week of January 20th. We're still in the thick of winter, and you're going to see that it's going to be incredibly cold when we start Monday. There's no school because of MLK Day, but there's some NLCC cheer going on. The issue for that is, in general, you do not want to be outside on Monday. A high of maybe 0, and then a low anywhere below 0 is going to be in the negatives, and you do not want to be outside. Frostbite will set in as quick as 30 minutes. So that's very not good for us. And we hop into Tuesday, we have some men's basketball. I'm going to see the stuff in the dark red. Those are home events. And then for Tuesday, obviously the weather, a high of anywhere in the single digits, and then the low, we're going to be in the negatives again. So please dress according to the weather. You do not want to be caught in the cold like this. We go on to Wednesday, women's basketball here at home. For that, a high of low 20s and a low of around the single digits. And there could be some flurries of snow. Once again, for the snow forecast, it's a little bit, take it with a grain of salt almost. It could be within a day or two of the actual forecast. But once again, still going to be super cold. It is going to warm up though, just so keep that open, and maybe dress accordingly to that as well. I mean, it's going to be cold for the entire week, and it's going to get worse. So Thursday, we have women's bowling here at home, and then we have wrestling, and then the NLCC math team is having their conference, and those are away. But for that, a high of low 20s and a low of low 10s. It just gets a little bit warmer. Friday, men's basketball here at home again. For that, a high of low 10s and a low of around single digits again. So once again, it gets colder. Here is the day. Saturday is just filled with a ton of events going on. We have dance sectionals, bowling, cheer invitationals, basketball with the men's team being here at home, and then wrestling with varsity here at home. For that, it's actually going to be the warmest day in terms of the high, with a high of low 30s and a low of around the single digits again. But we're going to see, we're going to have snow that day, possibly, and a cold front's going to come through. So along with that happening, it's going to get a sharp decrease in temperatures for that day. But then you see Sunday, why is the high mid-30s and a low mid-20s? For whatever the forecast said, the atmosphere recovers pretty quickly from this cold front, and it warms up almost right after. Do not expect that to stay. I've seen the models after that, and it just gets colder again. So we might have a day of false hope, but then the cold front comes through, and we're back in the negatives. In addition to temperatures being like this, with all these cold temperatures, also comes incredibly dry conditions. So if you have dry hands, dry lips, please do whatever you need to do to keep those somewhat safe. I mean, it's going to be cold, it's going to be dry. It's not going to be fun for literally anyone. Let's hop right into the forecast. For this, the hazards outlook, as you can see, about half the United States is in a risk for much below normal temperatures, and that includes us. This is mostly going to be worrisome for those in the deep south who don't really deal with these freezing conditions. I've seen that schools in Georgia have been doing e-learning for about a week because of the snowstorm that they had. And then you're going to see over in Southern California, which has been a big topic in the news, a risk for high winds for basically that entire week, for this entire week. That will increase the risk of fire hazards, as we've seen in Southern California, and especially with Los Angeles and all their fires. Unfortunately, the conditions there are not looking favorable for any sort of relief. Still going to have fast winds, you're still going to have dry conditions, not going to be good. So we can only hope that the winds die down, that some moisture comes in, or just something happens and helps them out, because obviously what they're going through has just been heartbreaking. Let's hop right into the next thing. Once again, temperature outlook, you kind of see, with the hazards outlook, we kind of see right here as well, almost everyone's below average. Unless you're in Hawaii or Alaska, then you're above average. But once again, I don't think anyone here is in Hawaii or Alaska. Let's hop right into the precipitation outlook. Here, just a little bit below average here. And see, for that, we're not getting much snow. I mean, this has been a pretty bad winter in terms of snowfall. And you would wish we see like one more, two more big snowstorms. And that could happen like in February or even early March. But let's damper those expectations for snow right now. And that does it for your weekly weather forecast number 19.